Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I'm Michael Christoforo. I'm a Wim Hof method instructor, and I want to talk a little bit about how the Wim Hof method specifically helps strengthen our immune system and also mitigates inflammation. So you think 80% of all disease, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, there's chronic inflammation behind it. So the more that we can mitigate that inflammation, the better it is for our overall system. Now, the immune system isn't just one system. It's comprised of many systems. So you have your nervous system, your respiratory system, your circulatory system. All those contribute to the immune system. Now, the Wim Hof method specifically mitigates inflammation. It allows our cells to communicate at a more proficient level because there's less inflammation there, right? So less inflammation to our systems means that we have a stronger overall immune system, right? So I'll just give a couple examples of how the Wim Hof method, which is comprised of three things, it's breath work, it's cold submersion, and it's mindset training. So I'll give an example how both the breath work and the cold submersion help with the mindset training, which ultimately helps strengthen the immune system because it gets rid of inflammation. So in an ice bath, when we get into an ice bath for a period of time, that's a big shock to our system, right? But because the breath is so intertwined with our nervous system, being able to control our breath, we're able to control our nervous system, which then allows for less inflammation, strengthening the immune system. So when you get into an ice bath, there's a part of our brain called the hypothalamus. Now, the hypothalamus is the control center between our endocrine system, which is the release of hormones, and our nervous system, which is our reaction to things. So when we get into the cold, even just walking outside in the cold, we have pain receptors on our skin that read the cold as pain. So when we get into a cold environment, sometimes we're like, right? We have a stressful response to it. But by training that response, ultimately we strengthen it. So when we get into an ice bath, even though we might have this kind of reaction and our breath is shortened, the more that we can relax into that and the more that we can breathe into that calmly, we tell our hypothalamus, hey, this isn't as big of a threat as we originally thought. We don't have to react so violently towards it, right? Now we can react at a 3 instead of a 10. So our nervous system is strengthened. What that means now is that it takes more external stress to stress us out. So we're literally raising the base level of our nervous system response. Our nervous system is directly connected to our immune system, right? We don't have as violent a reaction to external stresses, which means we have less inflammation. And remember, inflammation is 80% of all disease, mental, physical, emotional. 80% is chronic inflammation. Now, the breathing is something magical to me. Breath to me is sacred, right? What we're able to do with this specific kind of breathing, one, is alkalize the blood, which means we drop the carbon dioxide levels, which means we get rid of that inflammation for a brief period of time. It allows our cells to communicate more efficiently. What it also does is it helps promote red blood cells and white blood cells. We do breath holds in the Wim Hof method, and when you do breath holds, strong breath holds, a couple things happen. One, your spleen, which is your blood bank, starts to release red blood cells that are highly oxygenated. That means that we have more oxygenated blood running through our system. What it also does is it sends signals to our bones to start to produce more red and white blood cells. So not only are we producing more oxygenated blood, but we're producing more white blood cells, which gets rid of inflammation and disease and the bacteria within our body. So it's like a double whammy, I guess. I don't know what word we're looking for. But it helps so much with our circulatory system, with our respiratory system, because think about it. In order for our nutrients, our blood, where our nutrients are carried, to get through our body, what do we need? We need good circulation, right? So when we get into the cold, the capillaries in the blood vessels, they close off. And then when we get out, they open up. When they get in, they close. When they get out, they open up, right? That short-term stress equals long-term strength. It's like working a muscle, right? When you work a muscle, it's stressed, it's released. It's stressed, it's released. That short-term stress equals long-term strength. It's the same thing. Also, because we're doing a lot of breathing from the diaphragm, we're telling our body, hey, even though we're in a stressful environment right now, because we're able to breathe from the diaphragm, we don't have to react as stressfully to it. The Wim Hof method is something so special to me, and I highly, highly encourage you to check it out. There are many documentaries on it, and also join a class with me. I would love to see you there, and I look forward to your journey. Take care. See you soon.